Now on Sunrise, a weather impact as we get ready for the possibility of snow, how local and state authorities are preparing, and their message to drivers. Plus, what investigators found in the wreckage of a car crash that led to a Marion County man to be arrested for murder. Your news starts now. Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Libby Dowsett. We want to get right to Daisy Caballero for our first look at your Saturday forecast.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And good morning to all of you at home. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the weather world, and we are going to get to all of it, whether it's now or in a few moments for my full forecast. But thanks so much for joining us. Currently, what we're seeing right now are just some showers off of the coast range, also up and down the I-5 corridor, but heavy snow continues to fall in those higher elevations. So an absolute great day for those snowboarders and skiers. Currently right now, we're dealing with a little bit of some cloud coverage, 40 degrees. Those winds are calm. Here's a look at the rest of our current temperatures right now. 38 degrees for Hillsborough, for Beaverton, 37 for Tigard, West Lynn, Sherwood, 39 down in Wilsonville. So definitely seeing those warmer conditions, at least for our morning hours for this time of the morning, than we have seen in the last few days. So here's your day at a glance. Some showers by noon, 40 degrees expected, 42 by 5 o'clock, with rain in the forecast. That sunset at 5:18. So once again, everyone wants to talk about the possibility of snow. So for today, I will say that we actually dropped our weather impact alert day for Saturday here for the valley. So for sea level to about 500 feet, we're expected to see just some rain and snow mix. So not sticking, but as we go up in those higher elevations, you can of course see that. And of course, this is for this weekend. But again, a lot more to talk about, including a winter weather advisory and also a winter storm warning for the Cascades, and then also for the Coast Range. More on all of this coming up. Back to you, Libby.
Thank you, Daisy. State and city crews are not taking any chances with the weather this weekend. They are telling all of us to be ready for anything. Catherine Cook has our story.
We're going to start this story off with some file video. A quick reminder of how snow, even a little bit, can send Portland drivers into a tailspin. Now, the amount of snow you may see in the coming week could vary greatly depending on where you are. So Portland transportation officials have some advice.
At this point, the bottom line really is vigilance and being prepared mentally to drive for the conditions you find.
Dylan Rivera wants you to know PBOT's crews are ready. Their priority is clearing one passable lane in each direction for public transit, first responders, and everyone who needs to get around. On Friday, PBOT issued an advisory asking drivers to be extra careful in the coming days, especially overnight, in the mornings, and in higher elevations. That said,
it's too soon to say anything like avoid travel Monday morning.
And then there are the freeways, I-5, 205, 26, and 84. State transportation officials have their eyes on them.
We are ready. We spend literally months preparing for this.
Ryan McCrary with ODOT encourages drivers to check road conditions before heading out. He suggests tripcheck.com for that. If you're crossing mountain passes, he says carry chains and know how to use them. Also, build in extra travel time.
Never, ever try and pass a snowplow on the right.
Speaking of Sanders and plows, ODOT entered this winter facing a $354 million budget shortfall, which the state said could eat into winter road maintenance. But McCrary says they're fine this season thanks to a $19 million bailout from Governor Kotek for winter road maintenance.
That funding has basically helped keep our maintenance levels steady with what they've been in past years.
Good thing, because we might get a snowstorm soon.
And stay with KGW for continuing coverage of our weather impact alert. You can get the latest forecast anytime on KGW's app and also on our smart TV app that's called KGW Plus. Available anytime on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. New this morning, Costco workers have reached a tentative deal with the company to avoid a major strike. Just hours ago, the Teamsters Union, which represents 18,000 Costco employees nationwide, announced a deal has been struck. A strike would have impacted Costco warehouses in Washington, California, New York, and several other states. No details have been announced, and union members still have to approve that deal. We are tracking a developing story out of Pennsylvania, another plane crash. This time a small jet went down in a Philadelphia neighborhood. A warning, you may find this video disturbing and difficult to watch, with the crash recorded from several different angles. Take a look. That is Ring camera video showing the explosion as the Learjet, a medical transport plane, went down about 30 seconds after takeoff. All 6 people aboard are presumed dead, including a child who had been treated in Philadelphia for a life-threatening condition, along with that child's mother. The group was from Mexico and the plane was headed to Tijuana. The jet went down near a shopping mall, affecting homes and vehicles. And this came just days after an American Eagle jet and a military helicopter collided over Washington, D.C. Federal transportation investigators are now working to download the data from the black boxes of both aircraft. All 67 people on board both aircraft are presumed dead. Investigative sources told NBC News the Black Hawk may have been flying too high and outside its designated corridor. The FAA has now restricted helicopter traffic around the airport. In Marion County, a judge says no bail for the man suspected of murdering his girlfriend. Authorities say the suspect, Tyler Holman, crashed his car while moving her body. A medical examiner determined Ashley Gandolfi died from a gunshot wound. Gandolfi's mother asked the judge to keep Holman behind bars, in part out of concern for her family's safety.
I am asking the court and begging the court to please not release him on bond. I am terrified and convinced if you do, he will hunt us down and kill us to get at his daughter.
The victim's parents were granted custody of their granddaughter in May. Holman will be back in court February 10th. A Multnomah County deputy has been convicted of official misconduct in connection with the death of an inmate at the county jail. Thursday, Deputy James Brockmiller pleaded no contest to the misdemeanor following the 2023 death of 58-year-old Martin Todd Franklin. Prosecutors claim Brockmiller didn't check on Franklin in the hours before his suicide. A judge sentenced Brockmiller to 6 months bench probation. He must also surrender his state police certification and resign from the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office by next week. Our homeless problem continues to be the biggest issue for Portlanders, but a new survey of voters in the Portland metro area found fewer people think we're on the wrong track when compared to years past. The Portland Metro Chamber and DHM Research heard from 700 people. Their top issue remains homelessness, followed by the cost of living. And get this, 2/3 of people surveyed say they visited downtown Portland at least once in the past month. That is up from half in 2023.
I think people in general are feeling a lot safer. We had so many families come down during the holidays. The park was transformed into a snow day village. We had snowfalls, we had fire pits, and just hope we keep going up.
The survey also found voters are hesitant to say yes to additional taxes. That would be willing to trim services, though the survey did not ask which services before paying more. In Southern Oregon, the city of Grants Pass is facing a new legal battle over its homeless camping rules. Last June, the Supreme Court cleared the way for Grants Pass and cities nationwide to enforce bans on homeless camps, even when there's no shelter space available. Grants Pass then designated 2 city properties where homeless people could legally stay. But last week, the council closed the largest of the 2 sites and limited the other smaller location to overnight camping only. Thursday, Disability Rights Oregon and the Oregon Law Center filed a lawsuit to block that move, saying it discriminates against people with disabilities. The city has not responded.